certainly won her over completely. Tell me something. How'd you do it? Was it tea and sympathy, or perhaps a little moonlight and roses? I'm sorry, Logan. Why do you have to be so hard on me? I know I've done a lot of rotten things in my life, but I'm different.
Different? That's funny. I look at you, you see exactly the same woman I made the mistake of marrying.
If you see the same woman, you must still want me.
Oh, Raven. All I want from you is that you take very good care of Jamie until this custody suit is settled.
All right. All right, I will return him to you in good condition. There, you see, I admit it. You win and I lose. Here's the letter. Let me see that. That's a forgery!
Oh, it's the real letter, Raven.
Logan!
Logan? What are you doing? What is Jamie's crib doing out here?
Oh, I'm just taking it apart. I thought I'd get it out of the way.
I see.
No sense in leaving it up. Just sits here empty.
Well, it's not going to be empty for long. As soon as the custody trial is over.
Geraldine, we don't even have a starting date for that custody suit yet. Could take months. No guarantee that I'll win it then, especially now.
You mean because of the letter?
I know the rules of evidence. That's my job. I know the best evidence I had went flying off of April's terrace.
But April is going to be in that courtroom, and that should be evidence enough.
Won't be quite the same thing.
But it will help.
Now, Geraldine, you know how I feel about all this.
Yes. I know how you feel about April. Logan, there is such a thing as being too kind, you know. I'm certain that April wants to help you win this case.
Well, she's on my side. There's no doubt about that. In fact, she was ready to give me that letter when Raven came up with her sob story.
Yes, on that score, April was being a bit too kind. But after what's happened, after what Raven did, surely April will be completely stripped of all illusion.
She has seen Raven in action now, hasn't she?
Yes, and now April will want to go into action. Stop worrying about its being such an ordeal. It could be a distinct pleasure.
You might be right.
Logan, call April on the telephone. Go ahead, call her right now and see what she has to say for herself. I'm sure you'll find she wants to help you.
I guess I could do that.
You don't have to worry about my eavesdropping.
Oh, come on.
I'm going to the studio. We're auditioning for a new anchor person this evening.
You're not thinking of getting rid of Nicole, are you?
Oh, good heavens, no. She's the best ratings getter at the station. No, but we do need standbys. You know, just in case.
In case of what?
Oh, just in case.
Well, I'll see you later tonight. Good evening. This is your district attorney speaking. Defender of your fundamental liberties. Life. The pursuit of,
Happiness?
well, whatever you feel like chasing.
Well, you're sounding happy. Are you really?
No, not really. Sitting here looking at an empty crib thinking murderous thoughts about Jamie's mother.
Oh, boy, do I know what you mean. I don't think I've had a good thought about Raven in days. Have you heard from her?
No, not a word.
Still don't know where she is either, huh?
No.
Oh, God, Logan, it just burns me up when I think that woman will use absolutely any tactic to get what she wants.
Well, she's had it her own way for a while. I was just talking to Geraldine about that. Or rather, Geraldine was talking to me about it. She made me promise to call you and discuss this, much as I dislike it.
Discuss what?
Well, now that the letter's gone, there's only one way for the truth about Raven's behavior to come out in court.
You want me to testify?
No, I don't want you to testify. I feel terrible about even suggesting it. I don't want to drag you into the middle of this mess.
Logan, I am in the middle of this mess. I am smack in the middle of it. Ever since Raven gave me Jamie and took off for London. And, of course, I will testify for you. You didn't even have to ask. I will tell the court exactly what was written in that letter, word for word. In any case, as close to it as I can remember, that should be good enough.
Well, it won't be, not really.
Why, you don't think I'll be convincing?
Oh, yeah, of course you will. I know that. It's just, I know who's going to be on the other side of that courtroom. Raven and her own legal beagle, and they're going to be very rough on you, April. They're going to be very rough.
Logan, all I can do is tell them the truth.
Well, she'll deny that. She'll say the letter never existed, or that she certainly didn't intend for you to have Jamie forever. It was just authorization to take care of him for a little while, something like that.
That is not what the letter said.
You know that. I know that. But it'll be your word against hers. Oh, well, if the judge has any sense, he'll know who's lying and who's not. That's not what concerns me. It's just, I know how tough a lawyer can be on you when you're in the witness stand.
Logan, don't worry about me. Okay?
Okay. I really appreciate this.
Listen, I wish I could do more. I know how much you miss Jamie.
Yeah, that's an ache that doesn't seem to go away.
If only you could see him. She just goes beyond my comprehension. How could she be so unfair as to keep him from you completely?
Raven doesn't know the meaning of the word fair. Look, I'm keeping you from your own little girl. I better let you go.
Listen, my daughter is sound asleep. And me, well, I'm just, not doing too much of anything.
You haven't forgotten what you said about having dinner with me one night this weekend?
Didn't that have something to do with getting a babysitter?
Yes, seems to me it did. I tell you what, I'll get in touch with Mrs. Goodman. She's the most reliable sitter I know.
Okay, fine. You let me know when things are all lined up. I would say that my time is pretty free.
I will do that. I'll talk to you tomorrow, okay?
Okay, listen, you sleep well.
I will, you too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Raven, I love your persistence. I really do.
What I can't figure out is why you're not responding.
I just told you a minute ago that I thought you were a very attractive woman. What more do you want?
So what are you waiting for?
Want me to tell you?
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's because I have absolutely no intention on getting involved in a love triangle.
Derek, you told me you were not involved with another woman.
I'm talking about Elliott Dorn.
How did you ever get the idea that Elliott and I are having some kind of affair? Derek, we are just friends. I mean, so what? Don't be silly.
I don't think it's silly.
Elliott and my relationship is purely platonic.
Raven, I'm not going to call you a liar, but from the way Elliott leers at you, it's very difficult for me to think of you two as just being friends.
So Elliott enjoys looking at a beautiful woman. I think you're just jealous.
Don't tell me you're friends. He's your lover.
What is this, intimate secrets time?
I would just appreciate an honest answer for a change.
Who put you up to this? Logan?
What makes you say that?
Because every time Logan sees Elliott and I together, he thinks the worst.
So, you two have been linked together before.
Look, whatever Logan told you about Elliott and I is not true.
Getting a little defensive.
I don't have to defend myself to you, or anybody else for that matter.
My instincts as a cop that when somebody throws up a smoke screen like you're doing, it's usually because they've got something to hide.
All right. I'll admit that when Elliott and I first saw each other, there was a attraction, but it passed. Besides, he has a girlfriend now.
Oh, Charlotte?
Mm-hmm. They make a very cute couple. He adores her.
I'd like to meet this Charlotte sometime. Why don't you see if you can arrange a double date for us?
Wait a minute. Logan couldn't have put you up to this. He never gossips.
What are you getting at?
I bet I know exactly who it is that has been poisoning your mind against me. That little red-headed tramp of a detective of yours.
I don't appreciate your referring to Deborah Saxon like that.
Of course, I realize she can tell lies about me. She hates me.
Look, I know you two have had hassles over Logan's son, but that's a pretty strong accusation.
Well, it's true.
Why would she do something like that?
Because she's insanely jealous of me.
I've never gotten that impression.
Well, she can't seem to keep a man of her own, and she sees that I have a corner on the market.
I think we'd better change the subject.
She's probably afraid she'll turn into old maid Saxon before long.
What are you talking about? I happen to know that Steve Guthrie has asked her to marry him several times.
Oh, right.
Deborah probably cornered him during some drunken binge, and he was so blitzed that he thought she looked pretty good to him. And then when he found out his mistake, he went to you and asked you to send him out of town, right?
I want you to know that I hold Deborah Saxon in the highest regard, both as a detective and as a lady.
Well, I think you are a poorly misguided boy. And personally, I think it was a big mistake, whoever it was that hired Deborah Saxon in the first place.
Well, I don't think so.
You know, you could do us both a big favor. Why don't you send Deborah Saxon out of town? Permanently.
Here we are, 4D.
Well, do you want the honors or shall I?
Be my guest.
All right. It's a little strange.
Sure we have the right address? 417 Coriander.
All right, that was what my friend at the telephone company said was the address that corresponded to the number Raven called to talk to the city.
I don't know why anybody isn't answering. I can hear a television set.
I'll just keep trying.
Is this the Swift residence?
Well, who wants to know?
I'm Detective Calvin Stoner, and this is Detective Saxon, Monticello Police Department. Hanging in there. Look, we want you to understand that in no way is this official business. Miss Saxon and I are here as private citizens. This place is a mess. Well, it's obvious you weren't hired to clean up.
No,
How are you?
I wasn't.
Oh, boy, you're getting big. How are you? It's been a while since I've seen you. Huh? Calvin, look at him. He's a mess.
Yeah. Why didn't you bathe him?
I was about to when you knocked at the door.
It looks like you haven't even wiped his mouth off since dinner. You did feed him, didn't you?
Of course I did. Was it my fault if the kid's a slob?
Oh, Calvin, I think he's wet.
No wonder he looks so unhappy.
When is the last time you changed him?
He didn't say anything. How was I supposed to know?
You are supposed to check him, you know.
Oh, he's not going to help you out any better. Where is this trained nurse Raven said she was going to hire?
Trained nurse?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if there are any women in white around here, it's news to me.
So, you're it, huh?
Yeah. And I'm just a student. Well, at least I used to be.
So you were planning on spending your summer vacation ignoring Jamie?
Look. This is how I make my living now. Because of a couple of hard-nosed professors, I flunked out.
Yeah, well, we're really sorry to hear about that. What was your major, anyway?
Well, domestic science.
Where are they, Charlie?
Where are who, Mr. Dorn?
The customers, Charlie. All these young people with all that money tucked away in the pockets of their designer jeans.
Well, it's still early. There's plenty of time to fill up.
Listen, you've been telling me about this proverbial latecomers since last night and the night before that and the night before that. Well, I'm telling you, the people who arrive late are now 3 days late.
Well, sometimes it takes a long time before a new club, catches on.
A long time, yeah. Charlie, I'm afraid we were nothing more than a one-night stand for the disco set. Deflowered and abandoned. It's as if someone had passed the law against dancing.
I warned you, right? I told you the kids in this town, any town, they're pretty fickle. I see more than a few joints like this go from being the in spot in town to looking like a ghost town.
Listen, I've got all my cash invested in this. The bills are piling up.
What are you looking for me, huh?
Mr. Dorn? Hello, Mr. McGrath. How nice to see you here. How nice to see anyone here, for that matter.
Yeah, it looks kind of slow tonight.
Oh, didn't you know we attract the late crowd?
Hey, what can I get you, kid?
Ginger ale, thanks. Mr. Dorn, can I bend your ear for a minute?
Why not? You managed to catch me in one of my few free moments.
You know, I really like the unicorn. Got a really hot disco here.
Well, thank you for the testimonial.
I don't want to sound too aggressive, Mr. Dorn, but I've got an idea that'll really pep this place up.
Really?
Yeah, I think the unicorn needs a gimmick. You know, something that'll make itself different from all the other clubs in Monticello.
Oh, but we are different, Mr. McGrath. We have no lions outside. We have no crowd at the bar.
Yeah, but I think what will give this place a lift is the chorus line.
Dancing girls, huh? Go-go dancers, maybe?
No. You know, I was thinking more on the lines of my poko puppets.
Your stuffed animal friends?
Yeah, see, I can set up this stage, right? And the poko puppets can come up and they kind of dance to the music. You know, it'll be quite a floor show.
Mr. McGrath, take a look around you. This is a disco. It's not Disneyland.
Yeah, I know, but just think about it.
I'll tell you what, why don't you take your puppets over to the electric balloon? Maybe you can sell them there on the idea. Then maybe you can bore the clientele sufficiently, and that will drive them all over here.
It was just an idea. Sorry I took up your time, Mr. Dorn.
Charlie, let me do a liquor count.
Yeah, sure. Hey, kid. Look, I want to talk to you.
Yeah?
You caught the boss in a bad mood. Now, don't pay any attention to him. Listen.
Sure.
Didn't I hear you tell him that you knew something about a light and sound system?
I put some time at a disco in London. Why?
Well, how would you like to get back into business?
What are you talking about?
Well, my lighting technician quit on me, so I need someone like you who doesn't need on-the-job training. Are you interested?
I can use the money. Man, if I work nights at the disco, been working the daytime on my puppets and going on auditions, yeah. Yeah, I'm interested.
Terrific. Look, I'll talk to Mr. Dorn about it, and you call me tomorrow, okay?
Swift residence.
Yes, may I speak to Mrs. Swift, please? This is Elliott Dorn.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Dorn. She isn't in right now, but I could give her a message when she gets back if you'd like. Is that okay? Oh,
Let me
wait.
take it for a minute.
Hold on a second, okay?
Hello, Elliot. How are you?
Who is this?
Oh, I'm sorry you didn't recognize my voice. It's Deborah Saxon.
Deborah, what are you doing there?
Oh, well, I've heard that you were looking for Raven. I thought I could help you out.
Can you?
Yes, I know she's dining at the Fisherman's Net. And I really hate to tell you this, but she's not alone. I think you're being too timed, Elliot. She's with Derek Mallory.
I've got no intention of getting rid of Deborah. And I've got no intention of giving you any information on Logan.
All right. From now on, the conversation will just be about you and me.
As long as you stop trying to manipulate me into doing your favors, we'll get along.
Okay. Can I turn over my new leaf tomorrow, though?
What's the matter with tonight?
Well, I just have one little favor I want to ask.
I think I better check in at headquarters.
Oh, come on, Derek. You have to ask permission of your superior officer.
I'll be right back.
Come on.
I'll only be a minute.
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
No. I thought we had agreed to forsake all others, my pet.
How dare you follow me? Will you get out of here?
I have more right than you know, darling.
You don't own me, and you never will.
I'll get you to come around to my way of thinking. I've got something you want very much.
Don't flatter yourself.
Cute.
I was referring to a letter.
We've already dealt with that.
You do remember the letter, don't you? That sparkling piece of prose you penned.
So?
Giving Jamie lock, stock, and diapers to the Scots? I have the original.
Seems as though a harmony is hard to find, always on our mind, and frustrated days pass without sight, the edge of night, half dark, half light, as we watch our hearts trying to hold the tenderness that we once had